Do you know what the worst thing you can say as a business owner to a potential seller or to your employees is, this is my business. I'm the most important. I'm the reason this business has the success that it has, etc. Those are the worst things you can say. Here's why. First off, if you're talking to a buyer, someone who wants to buy your business, they're not buying you. Most times acquisitions come in, or an acquisition happens rather, and the seller stays on for a year, maybe two, unless it's a PE deal where you're going to stay on 3, 7 years, something like that. But if you're selling to another business buyer, someone who wants to buy your company, they're not getting you. They're getting you for a very limited time and your skill sets for a very limited time. And they're going to own this thing for 5, 10, I don't know, 20 years. And if you're saying that you are the key to all of this, they don't buy that. They're not buying that. They might believe it, but they're not actually buying that. They're not buying you, right? They're buying the business, which is your assets, your employees, your contracts, all of these things. That's what they're purchasing. So often someone will come in and they'll start a business or they'll buy a business and they'll turn it around or they'll get it going. And the first thing they'll tell a buyer is, it's me. I'm the reason this is so successful. Well, the smart buyer is going to go, Bob's the reason this is successful, he says. Bob's going away in a year or two, maybe 3. What if I don't like working with Bob? What if Bob dies? What if Bob quits? What am I buying? Right? Does that make sense? That if you're the seller and you're saying that you are what they're buying by the way that you package your messaging, then you're going to hurt your valuation. You're going to kill potential deals. You're going to stop your business from being sold. Don't say that. It is paramount that you understand that you are selling the business and that you will not be a part of that. There's a pride element here. That we as business owners and creators and founders and presidents and CEOs, we want the credit. The credit that you're getting is the acquisition. That's your credit. Your credit is not all of this other stuff, not the accolades. The credit is that someone is going to pay you a substantial amount of money to say, go home. You can retire now. You can go do something else. But if you think the credit is me, the buyer's going to go, no, and they're going to lower what your actual credit is, right? They're going to lower that. Part of the time people say this because it's true. They actually are the business. They actually are the reason the business is where it is, which means they haven't built a sellable business. Now, you can still sell it, of course, but to get maximum value, to get the most buyers interested, you've really hurt your ability to sell your company because it's you. So if you're hearing this right now and you're going, I am the business, Ryan, then you are the problem now. Does that make sense? Right? If you are the business, then you are the problem. If you are the reason the company is solely successful, then you are the problem. You are the one that's going to stop the company from growing. You're the one who's going to lower the valuation for a sale. You are preventing so much. It doesn't matter the industry. If you have a HVAC, if you have manufacturing, if you have a technology-based platform, and the technology can only run because of your expertise, you understand the code, you understand the marketing, people are going to go, yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe they'll still buy it, but they're not going to buy it for what they would have if they know that they can come in day one and replace you. And if this hurts you, if it hurts your pride to hear this, then understand that that's the problem, right? To make the business as sellable as possible, you have to be the least amount relevant as possible. Now, that doesn't mean most businesses, they're going to sell for $5 million or less, right? So it doesn't mean that you have no relevancy. It means that your relevancy is a portion of the business, and the rest of the business is dependent on your employees. And that can be employees, it can also be automation, it can be tools, it can be stuff like that, stuff that people can take and replicate. They can do themselves. So if you're hearing this and you're going, oh man, I am the business. Well, the first thing is to understand is, what can you carve off now? What can you do to free your time up? What can you do to help increase the value of your business. So sometimes you're so overwhelmed that the first thing you should do is just hire an executive assistant to help manage your schedule for you, right? To handle the low-level tasks that anyone could come in today and take over, just to free up 5, 10, 15 hours a week for you, whatever that might be. Once you do that, then maybe you go, okay, I'm really good at operations. I'm not good at sales. Okay, so now I want to hire a salesperson. This salesperson, they're going to come in and this is what I expect them to do. This is how it ties into operations and fulfillment and all of those things. And it can be vice versa. Maybe it's financials. It doesn't matter. But carving out the financials, the operations, the sales, the project management, whatever those things are, and giving those to people who can run those at a high level, you are increasing the chances that you will sell your business for what you want and even to sell your business. So if you're going to sell in the next 6, 9, 12, 15, 24, 36, 3 years, it doesn't matter. You should think about making your business as sellable as possible today. Start that journey today. And here's why. The sooner you make it sellable, in air quotes, the more likely it will be that you will enjoy running the business more, right? You have more freedom, more flexibility. You have different problems to solve now than you do now. You will hire more people. You can't be the best sales, ops, finance, project manager. You can't be the best of everything. So there's people who are better at those things than you are. Go find them, recruit them, and hire them. Implement them. Be prepared to pay for them. And as they thrive and grow, the business then will grow, which means you have new problems to solve. You will have time to solve those problems. And as you solve those problems, your business will be worth more money. What owners seem to think is that, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maximize my ability to run everything. I want to hold on to everything. And it's very short-sighted. It's very narrow-minded. You're just not the best at all facets of your business. You can't be. No one is. So the sooner you go, I want to make it sellable as possible for the most value as possible, the quicker you will start the process of hiring people to replace you at where you're not your strongest. It doesn't mean that you have to go out today and hire an A player for every role. Sometimes that's what people need to do. They need to go hire an A salesperson or an A operation person, whatever. But sometimes it's starting small. It's saying, okay, let me just understand what I really am great at and what I'm good at and what I'm terrible at. Okay, I've been doing it all. I'm not really sure. Well, if you have the time to focus more on those different tasks, then you can begin to understand where your real value is, what you're really bringing to the table at the highest level possible. You can double, triple down on that. So it could be as simple, as I said earlier, as getting an executive assistant or something like that. This is what we work on when we're coaching clients that want to grow to sell, or we're talking to sellers, or also if we're talking to buyers. When we're talking to buyers, we're warning them, ooh, this person said they're everything. When you take that over, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's a great time to buy a company, but don't overpay for that. Don't overpay because you're going to do the work. If you're a buyer and you're watching this, you go, well, Ryan, should I buy a company like that? Maybe you should, because you get the ability to go in and grow it where the previous owner didn't, right? There's definitely built-in potential for companies where the owner is 100% of everything. They are running it all. You can come in, buy it for a better valuation, and then scale it, because now you have the right mentality to understand, I need to scale this. So if you're a seller or going to sell, a business owner, and you're thinking, I am the company, you need to start today to figure out how exactly you're going to unload some of these issues, some of these problems, some of these tasks to someone else. Is it starting small, starting big? That depends on your revenue and your profitability and all those kind of things. But you need to think through that problem, get a plan together, and begin the process to where when you talk to people, you are no longer the business.